Hello friends, you are welcome to Warren Science Academy. This is the place where we simplify those various science concepts, making them easy, comprehensive, and interesting. So in today's video, we are going to look at the concept of atomic number and mass number. But before we dive into that concept, we have to understand what an atom is. Atom is got from the Greek word atomos, and atomos in Greek means indivisible. It simply means that when we take an element and we split that element into the very smallest portion, that smallest portion can get is what we refer to as an atom. It's just like we take a piece of paper and you shred that paper to the very smallest portion, that smallest portion of that paper, whereby you can't cut further or whereby you can't split further, is what we call an atom. So an atom in chemistry is defined as the smallest indivisible particle of an element. Though the atom is said to be indivisible, but that is not true because the atom can be divided to give us three subatomic particles, and those subatomic particles are called the proton, the electron, and the neutron. And we can simply remember those subatomic particles by a simple acronym known as the pen. Where P stands for the proton, E stands for the electron, and N stands for the neutron. And you should know that the proton is said to be positively charged, the electron is said to be negatively charged, and the neutron has no charge. When we look at the atomic structure, we find out that there is a central portion known as the nucleus. And within the nucleus of an atom, there are two subatomic particles. We have the proton, so the red stands for the proton, and we have the neutron as well within the nucleus of an atom. So we have the neutron. So the two components of the nucleus are the proton and the neutron. Then around this nucleus, we find another subatomic particle revolving around this nucleus, and this subatomic particle is regarded to as the electron. So in essence, the nucleus is made up of the proton and the neutron. Then outside the nucleus, we have the electrons revolving around the nucleus. So we can now move on to the concept of atomic number and mass number. So an atom is represented as X with a subscript of Z, where Z represents the atomic number, and a superscript A, where A represents the mass number. So in chemistry, the atomic number is regarded to as the number of protons present in the nucleus of an atom. So if we are given an element and we are told that the atomic number of that element is 9, it simply means that that atom has 9 protons. And one thing you should know about the atomic number is that the atomic number is fixed or is constant for different elements. So for example, hydrogen has an atomic number of 1. It simply means it has 1 proton. Helium has an atomic number of 2. It simply means it has 2 protons. That number does not change. It is constant for every element. Every element has their different atomic number. So the next thing we'll look at is mass number. And mass number, like I said, is denoted with Z. So mass number includes the total number of proton and neutron present in the nucleus of the atom. So remember, within the nucleus, we find the proton and the neutron. So the sum of all these subatomic particles within the nucleus is what we call the mass number. So in essence, the mass number A is equal to the number of protons, which is also the atomic number Z, plus the number of neutrons. So when we add up the number of protons plus the number of neutrons, it will give us the mass number for that particular atom. So earlier we talked about the concept of atomic number as the number of protons in the nucleus of an atom. Also we talked about the concept of mass number as the number of protons and neutrons in the nucleus of an atom. Now we are given a question which tells us to determine the number of protons, electrons and neutrons present in the various chemical species. So for the proton number is the same thing as the atomic number. And like we said, it is written as a subscript beneath the various atoms. So in this case, the proton number is the atomic number, which is 13. In this case, the atomic number is 13, hence the proton number is also 13. And in this case, the atomic number is 13, hence the proton number is 13. Remember that the proton number is constant for every element. If the proton number changes, then that element is no longer that particular element. So we have gotten the number of protons. Now we have to find the number of electrons for these various chemical species. But before we do that, you must understand that in chemistry there are chemical species called atoms and there are chemical species called ions. So what's an atom? An atom is said to be a neutral chemical species such that it is neutral because the number of protons is equal to the number of electrons. And also it is neutral because it has no charge. So for example, this chemical species has no charge. So in this chemical species, if it has 13 protons, it simply means it's also going to have 13 electrons. So for this case, it is going to have 13 electrons because it is a neutral atom. But for these two species, they are not neutral because they have a what? A charge. So in chemistry, we call these guys ions. So what's an ion? An ion is simply a chemical species or an atom that has lost or gained electron. So if it has a positive sign, like this, it simply means it has lost electron. And if it has a negative sign, it simply means it has gained electron. So the 3 plus here tells us that it has lost 3 electrons. The 3 minus here tells us that it has gained 3 electrons. So in the neutral state, this guy should have 13 electrons, but now it has lost 3 electrons. So 13 minus 3 will give us 10 electrons. So for this chemical species, the 3 minus tells that it has gained 3 electrons. So in the neutral state, it should have 13 electrons, but since it has gained 3 electrons, it will have 16 electrons. We call these guys, we call them cat ions. Cat ions because they are positively charged, and we call these guys anions because they are negatively charged. So the 3 plus, remember, tells us, the plus here tells us that an atom has lost electron, and the minus here tells us that an atom has gained electron. So if it was 2 plus, it means it has lost 2 electrons, and if it was 1 minus, it has gained 1 electron. So we can now go ahead to find the neutron number. Remember, we said that the mass number of an element is equal to the atomic number or the proton number plus the neutron number. So we can make this the subject of a formula. N is equal to the mass number A minus the atomic number Z. So we can use it to find the neutron number of these various components. So we have N is equal to A minus Z. So N in this case is equal to, our mass number from this question is 27 minus atomic number is 13. So this will give us 14. So in excess, you can simply say 27 minus 13. The neutron number here is 14. Also for this question, 27 minus 13, the neutron number is also. So I hope you find this video educative. Don't forget to like this video, and also do it to subscribe to this channel if you have not done that. And also if you have questions or suggestions, don't forget to drop them in the comment section of this video. Till I see you in my next video, do have a wonderful time.